Inside I heard the trumpets call, a salute to the champions on the wall. And in the jazz of squalls and in fashion balls she danced.
You're still doing, lots of stuff with the armor. Have gotten something to eat. You've had a couple beers, maybe a shot of something, and it's probably getting close to around 5 o'clock, and you're starting to, kind of head to the place for your set. Jody, for you, it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You've gotten to the Marie Laveau's, gone in through the front door. I can't remember. Did you go in with them before?
Yeah.
Okay. You see, again, the very attractive...
I just was kind of looking around and didn't need anything specific.
Right. You ran into the very attractive woman who works behind the counter. I cannot remember her name.
Doodlebutt.
I don't think I bought anything, but I don't remember.
Pretty sure her name is not Doodlebutt. Her name is Anne-Marie Laveau.
Doodlebutt.
Okay. Anne-Marie Laveau. She sees you come in and she says, yes, is there anything in particular you're looking for? Love potions, wealth candles, anything like that?
No, I'm looking for...
And you have a list, probably.
Yeah.
You want to hand her the list?
Yes.
You hand her the list, and she looks down at it, and kind of frowns, and then kind of looks and cocks an eyebrow. And she says, I might have some of this, and what I don't have, I could probably put you in touch with someone who would have the rest of it. Some of it's going to be a little hard to get a hold of. Hold on. And she turns around and she starts opening jars in the back and pouring little things in little bottles, and some of them are liquids and powders, and she grabbed a few bones and some things like that and some powdered stuff, and she starts setting them out, and as she's setting them out, she's doing the little cash register thing, and she says, okay, the only thing I have problems with is I don't have a stick that was struck by lightning recently, and I don't have any powdered depleted uranium. That's a little hard to get a hold of, and also I don't have a stone turtle made from, what is this? The bones of a rock elemental? Not sure exactly what that is even. You know what it is. It's a rock from an stone elemental that's been carved into the shape of a turtle. She said, I don't have anything like that. But those are the three things I don't have. But I've got all the rest of it. And she says that'll be $480.
Okay.
Pull out your card. You probably actually hand her a check.
Oh, that's right.
You probably write her a check, actually.
You took the pawn shop for the elemental turtle.
Yeah, you wouldn't probably carry $500 around with you. I couldn't imagine.
But I knew I was going shopping.
Well, you might have picked up some money first, so you probably start rolling out 20s. And she kind of looks at you and says, okay, and she hands it to you. Are you going to touch her hand to see what you get?
No, because I know who she is. There's no point in touching her.
Are you going to see if she's a practitioner? That's what I'm asking. Remember, you get an electric shock.
Okay, sure.
You don't have to. I'm just asking.
I'll go. I'll be like delayed and,
Okay. So you hand her the money. Your fingers kind of brush, and there's just kind of this jolt of electricity. It's pretty strong. And she snaps her eyes up to you.
I refuse to move.
She snaps her eyes up to you because you had a pretty strong shock too. And she says, "Well, let me get you the phone number and address of the person who could possibly get the other stuff for you."
Okay.
And she looks over, pulls out a Rolodex, kind of rolls some stuff, and begins writing some numbers down and something like that. And she hands you a little piece of paper and says, "Tell him that Anne-Marie sent you."
Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Very welcome. And it's a pleasure doing business with you. And she kind of bundles all this up into a nice paper bag and, puts paper bags around some of the glass bottles so they won't break and things like that. It's probably taken you a total of maybe 30 minutes to get all that.
I'll say, well, thank you very much, and I appreciate the contact.
Okay. Cool. You gonna look at the contact?
Not right now. When
Okay.
I get outside the shop, I'll look
Okay.
at the contact.
So you head outside the shop,
Mhm.
and you kind of check over your bags, make sure everything's there. Everything looks fine. Let me see. Looking at the contact now?
Yep.
All right. It's a phone number for the city, and it basically has the name Percy Lestrange, which is kind of an odd name. Percy Lestrange, procurer of magical wares.
Okay.
Mhm.
Right.
And then an address.
Okay.
You can head there.
Well, first I'm gonna take my stuff home
Okay.
and drop it off, and then.
So you head back to
What time
Frenchman
is
Street. It's probably about 2:30, maybe 3.
Oh, okay.
You head back home, drop everything off, catch another bus.
I'm gonna call the number before I go there.
Okay. You're going to call the number. Phone rings a couple times. A deep voice answers and says, Percy Lestrange, magical supplies.
Hi. I was given this number by Marie Laveau.
Now, Marie Laveau and Marie.
Sorry,
Marie Laveau's dead.
You're right. And Marie Laveau.
Oh, crap.
Oh, Miss Laveau. She is always good for a referral from time to time.
And I have a couple things that I need that she could not provide. Is there a good time to come by your shop, place of business?
Of course there is. I open at 6 p.m.
Okay.
You're like, open at 6 p.m.? That's odd.
Pretty late.
Yeah.
But I don't think I would be surprised by that. I mean, considering my job,
magical
right?
practitioners are weird.
Right. So I mean,
yeah,
that seems normal. Okay. So I'll be there at 6 p.m. My name is Bella.
Fontno.
Oh no.
He says, I will look for you, Della. Be glad to do business with you. Will this be cash charge or some other form of payment? What's your resources at?
2.
Okay. You're
It may be a combination.
Well, then wear something pretty. And he hangs up, and you're like, wait, what? What have I just gotten into?
And Dylan's like, I don't have anything pretty. All my stuff is serviceable.
All right.
Get in, loser. We're going shopping.
You guys are
He's
heading
in for a rude awakening.
Where are you guys heading for after you pick up all this stuff?
Did you have anything else on the agenda today?
Mm-hmm.
Do we know Bunk's doing a thing tonight? For
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you probably told him he was playing down on Frenchman Street. Probably even told you it's El Gato Negro was where you were before. You're probably back there for Saturday night, which is a nice thing. Wait, Friday night, I think I told you. Yeah. Friday night is going to be a nice gig. You also have a gig there on Saturday, so he's throwing you a little money because the last time you were there, you had a pretty good gig. So yeah.
The
And what time
thing.
is this gig?
She said
7? 7, yeah.
okay.
Thing.
7 p.m.
I don't know.
And
we
where?
only got 2 suits.
We did only get 2 suits.
Where's
Somewhere
the
off
guy
Frenchman
down
Street?
there?
Frenchman Street. El Gato Negro, yeah.
Oh,
On
I know
Frenchman
what
Street,
it is.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to.
Yes.
I'm going to put together a presentation that doesn't look like this psychotic map.
Like
Okay.
a PowerPoint? Might not work with
That's
that magic
overkill.
friends.
That's
Okay,
overkill.
yeah, I was just making
you're
sure.
You're right.
Start the PowerPoint.
I like
Everything
literally.
dies, and you go, well,
I literally mentally
what it
tick
would have
off
said. Yeah.
which is what I was going to do.
We're doing it live!
Mhm.
100%. I feel like that'd be one of those things where, like, Miranda's like, and do my PowerPoint, and the thing just showed. I was like, spent 5 hours on that.
What am I gonna do now? It actually showed where everything was. Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we could get the whole crew together for dinner tonight at Bunk's gig, and pitch it then.
Okay, yeah.
Not a bad idea.
Sounds
You
good.
know.
Did you want to try and catch up with Carla? She's supposed to be there tonight, in the evening. Did you want to see if she's come in yet?
She doesn't come until 9.
Oh, did she say 9? Okay, so yeah, she's not there yet because it's definitely not 9. it's probably for you guys. It's probably around 4 o'clock. Yeah, it's all around 4 o'clock. Yeah, probably getting close to 5. You're probably all hungry for supper, if nothing else. El Gato Negro actually is a Mexican restaurant, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to
I
send.
mean, it makes sense with the name.
Yeah, it's actually not there anymore.
I'm actually going to send
Really?
a bunch of
We ate there
tacos and
once, and then it
burritos
closed.
question mark in the group chat and be like,
So you all start heading towards El Gato Negro, right?
Sure.
It's probably around 5:30. By the time you get there, you've been there for a little while. You probably had maybe a margarita or
Where's
a
this
cerveza.
guy's shop that I'm going to?
It's over. It's near the French Market in one of those little shops that's kind of a couple blocks away.
So it's not super far away.
No,
from
and it's kind of a sketchy part of New Orleans. You know, there's a lot of those kind of little shops that look kind of sketchy, and it's one of those. Yeah.
Okay. I was just making because I was gonna go, but
Yeah.
All right. So yeah.
You head to El Gato Negro. All right. As you
No.
what? No.
Because I'm gonna dress in something like a pantsuit, nicer kind of thing.
Look up blouse.
Nope.
Told you to dress pretty.
That's okay. And then to have this meeting.
Okay. Are you going to El Gato Negro or are you going to the meeting first? So the rest of you show up at El Gato Negro. You notice that Bunk is there. He's kind of headed up on stage. There's this little kind of raised platform. Looks like it's just barely enough room for maybe 4 or 5 people. There's a piano, a sound system, and a set of microphones and some microphone stands, and of course some music stands. And you're up there kind of running through there. You're sitting in with a group of guys. One of them has a trumpet. One of them has a stand-up bass. There's a guy who plays piano. And there's a guy who sings. And so you played with these guys before. They're pretty good. So you start warming up, and then around you guys wander in around 5:30. He's up there getting ready, gonna order some food, find a table.
absolutely, I'm starving.
Of course. So 30 minutes goes by to get you a place. Place is starting to get pretty packed. About 6 o'clock, you get seated, order some food. And the band decides to start up around 6:30, a couple minutes early, and so you start playing. It's a pretty good little ensemble. You're enjoying it. The food's pretty good. They have tableside guacamole that's made that's actually really, really good. The guy comes out and actually makes the guacamole for you. The food is excellent. You're enjoying yourselves. Shots of tequila get served probably once or twice, except to you.
Virgin daiquiris.
That's right, virgin daiquiris and water or sweet tea. That's right. I forgot about that. Sweet tea. You're probably doing shots of tequila and stuff
Probably
like
doing
that.
enough for the rest of us.
He's got inhuman toughness and
And
recovery,
recovery. I
so
don't get
he
hangovers.
really doesn't get hangovers or get drunk very much.
But darling, I'm so glad you made it. You're starting to figure out the text language.
That's right. So silly. Jody, 6 o'clock rolls around and you start heading to the shop. The magic supplies from Percy Lestrange. You get to one of the little shops, Jody, and
She's not coming to the cat, guys. She's got a meeting across town.
that's right.
That's what
That
that
was
means.
pretty
That's what that
effective.
means. Pretty good.
You don't see the El Gato Negro in there?
You guys are
I
great.
mean, sure.
I see a cat.
Sure.
X.
I'm so gonna
But
have
see
to
what color
use
the
this
feet are?
in the video. I tell you what.
And I
Pretty
have
funny.
my
You hate
Are you gonna
cats.
start putting
I'm gonna start putting the emojis. I'll take screenshots and put them in
And you're
there.
leaving town
Yes,
to pursue
that's
your
okay.
music career on the dark side of the moon.
That's right. So you get to this shop. It's a strip of little stores. Most of them are closing around 5. One of them's a restaurant. Another one's an antique shop, and there's one that's kind of got they're clothes for people who like to dress in a lot of black and things along those lines. There's another one that's got a hat shop and just kind of these little shops that are along in there. All of them look tremendously run down. You're kind of like, okay, so I'm supposed to be at 15A, and you're kind of looking and you go, okay, there's 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And you're trying to figure out where it is. You're going to open your site? Okay. Alrighty. You open your site. You see lots of things going on at this place. There's like 15, there's a bunch of darkness swirling around the upper levels, and it's a little terrifying. There's a lot of pain and sadness on this street. People who have died here. Yeah, well, that's a discipline check right there.
I know.
You really don't want to do that again. So, just because it was not something enjoyable to see.
So what is it?
My bad.
Conviction?
Discipline.
Discipline, so that's an 8.
All right, you
Nice.
close your sight. Give me a lore check to see if you actually understand what you see.
5?
You hadn't noticed it before, but your sight kind of showed it to you because there's like a little glowing, I don't know, line? Maybe that's what it is. That leads between these buildings in this alley that you swear couldn't be more than maybe 2.5 feet wide. It's really, really narrow. And there's a little glowing line that goes between there. And you're kind of like, what? So, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to follow the little line.
You turn sideways to turn between these buildings. And you kind of slide down there. There's water. It kind of, the area we're walking in, it drains to the bottom, drains to kind of the center of the area. And there's water running down there. It's a little damp. Doesn't smell terrible, but it doesn't smell great either. You slide down this little alleyway for about 20 feet, and then it opens out into a courtyard. It's about 30 foot by 30 foot. There's a set of windows and a glass door and a little porch out front, and it's got a railing along it. It's probably about 6 feet wide, maybe 20 feet long. And sitting on the front porch is a gentleman who is sitting in a rocking chair. He's got a pipe. It's weird looking though. You're not sure what it is. Maybe wood, something. I mean, it almost looks like an Indian peace pipe, but not quite. Mm-hmm. And so he's sitting there and he's kind of puffing on it and he's rocking in the rocking chair. He's got a black bowler on. Mm-hmm. And he's wearing what looks like a black suit coat, black pants, and maybe a white shirt. His skin is really, really dark. I mean, he's just one of the darkest skinned people you've ever seen. And he's sitting there and he's kind of puffing on this pipe. And he kind of breathes out. And then he notices you and he looks over and he says, "Della?
Percy?"
"You disappoint me." And he says, "Come on, let's see what we can get for you." And he stands up and heads towards the glass door and pulls the little handle down and pushes it in. It's wooden floor. There's a counter, and on the walls are stuffed creatures, bottles, vials, things that are in liquids in these bottles, bags, all kinds of candles. You're like, wow. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff in here. There's scrolls, there's books against the walls, and you're looking at it going, good Lord, this guy has all kinds of stuff. When you walk across the threshold, there's kind of like a chill that goes down your back. Okay? And he says, "Well, let me see. You wanted depleted uranium powder. What was the other thing you wanted? Oh, the earth elemental turtle. Mm-hmm. I don't have a turtle, but I do have this." And so he reaches down and there's this weird stone that looks like a frog.
I was thinking frog.
And
Had I seen anything in my research that would say something other than
I don't know why.
Does the shape matter that much?
You're thinking frogs are very defensive creatures as well, or a toad. I'm sorry, it's not a frog, it's a toad. He says, toads are very defensive creatures as well. I think this will probably serve your purpose. Okay. And so he puts that out. He says, the only problem I have is the stick that you're looking for from a tree that's been struck by lightning. I don't have that.
Okay.
So
I can.
Yeah, who could ever help this poor woman out with lightning and sticks?
right.
You know, I already had plans. I just wasn't going to tell him. Unless you'd like me to share.
He says,
Tell him and Captain.
Now, These are very difficult things to find.
Mhm.
So I'm going to need a trade to be made.
Okay. What does that trade look like? or
Well,
something?
it looks like something that you are willing to trade to me of equal or higher value than what I'm giving to you.
I'm thinking, God, do I even have stuff? I probably do. Alrighty. How much is this stuff costing?
Well, it's not so much how much it costs, it's how dear it is to me, as opposed to how dear what you're willing to trade is to you.
So it's based on my feelings about said object.
Something like that.
Okay.
Bet you could get a lot for that teapot with your aunt's ashes in it.
If it hadn't been broken first. Yeah.
So I'm going to use my wizard brain and think to myself about what I'm.
You want to try lore?
Well,
You can do a lore
Yeah.
check to see if you can think of anything that you can.
I was thinking of that I would have been good friends with Terrence, and so I'm sure over the years we had traded objects and different things, and so
Sure.
since he's passed away,
Right.
that would be more meaningful to me.
Well, if you remember, he handed you his heart when he died.
I can't give him that.
Did I not incinerate that thing?
Mhm.
Okay.
And you burned it to destroy him, right?
Yeah, or electrified.
So I don't have his heart. I'm confused.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a symbolic, metaphorical giving of the heart. I don't know if it's a physical item.
I'm lost.
Either way, I'm not giving his heart to somebody.
I think the better question is, how dear are these items to him?
Yeah, exactly. That's the big question.
Well, I know. I don't. That's my problem. I don't know.
And you
Well,
got
how dear are these items to you, perchance? I mean,
very, very dear. They are rare and hard to find.
shit.
You've got your focus items, but the problem is giving him a focus item gives him a tie to you.
I know.
Which is it's a strong tie. That's a little dangerous.
I know.
Why don't you just come back real quick, go home, make like a 3-page questionnaire, figure out, exactly how dear this is to him. Come back, have him fill it out real quick, try to find, something similar, and we'll just...
I'm sure that won't. I think that will. Well, I'm not giving Terrence his heart. But I will give him. I don't know. I was thinking I'll give him like the little plastic ring Terrence gave me when we were kids.
You pull that out, and he looks at it and he goes, He puts his hand out and he touches it and he goes, "This individual is no longer with us. That doesn't help me at all.
Okay.
Or perhaps you have something a little maybe dearer related to this young man who you recently lost."
I didn't write anything down. I mean, other than his heart was the only thing. I don't know.
He hands it back to you, and when he does, you notice he tips back his little boulder, and he's going to make eye contact with you.
And
You're not going to do this whole gaze? Okay.
well, that's dangerous, isn't it?
And it is. You get to see him, but he gets to see you as well.
You would know how dear the items are to him.
All right,
You find out he's full of
I'm gonna
shit.
do it.
We're bad instigators.
All right.
We're bad.
Let me see what I can remember what the soul
I
gaze
just know
is
how well I
based
roll
off
dice.
It's just business. He don't care about these items.
Prague.
He's
It's all
selling.
Prague. He didn't even have the turtle you need.
I'm not even gonna lie, I'd be so... God, it would be so funny to me if we go through this entire process, whatever items you give up, the moment you just all right, thanks for that, and he just pulls out an exact replica of the thing. It's just like, all right, next customer.
Well, see,
Let's see, Soul Gaze.
I've been in enough of his games. I know. That's why I'm
now.
nervous.
All right, let's see. Let me see what we do Soul Gazes real quick because I can't find it.
Bruh, she's across town doing like backroom deals with dark magicians, and we're just like
Y'all talking
having daiquiris.
Yeah.
Take a shot of
Just
tequila.
scuba stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're like, all right, guys, Lafitte's treasure. I know where it is. It's right here.
Okay.
Well, really, I'm just trying to think of what do I have that.
Okay, you roll your conviction as an attack and defend by the other's discipline, dealing a mental stress if successful. Okay, you may serve as a maneuver instead, landing a temporary aspect on the other person. Okay, so, ready? Conviction roll first. Well, okay, you're doing conviction, he's using his discipline, okay?
What's the new maneuver?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, well, please. I have a. You said what is it? Conviction.
Uh-huh.
6.
Okay, his discipline, alright. So he's at a 4. So now he's going to attack you with his conviction and you're going to defend.
Oh, please. My discipline.
Uh-huh.
5.
Okay, so you guys tied. All right, so you beat him, all right, but only by like 2. So you don't beat him with style. So what happens is he meets your gaze. The first thing you notice about him is that when you look straight at him, you notice that his skin starts to look like it kind of sinks back into his flesh until all you really see is like a skull. And then you notice that his skin begins to line. Right? He looks at you and says, "So you lost a close friend recently. And you are still saddened by this."
And
I-
angry.
He says, "I could take away that sadness and anger from you. And that would definitely have value for me.
Would I lose memory of him?
A little." Memories are powerful when it comes to the Loa, especially emotional memories.
Okay.
He says, "Yeah." He says, "Here, lean forward." And he puts his hands out like that. And he puts his hands on either side of your temple, and there's kind of a weird. His hands are warm, and then they get really, really chilly. And so there's kind of like, and all of a sudden they get really, really cold, and it's like you can feel his fingers kind of burrowing into your temples. And then there's a sharp pain, and then it's done. And when he pulls his hands back, for all intents and purposes, what you see is what looks like a heart sitting on his hand. And it's beating. And he takes it and he puts it into a jar and puts it on the counter, and he goes, "Here, take these, paid in full."
Okay.
And good luck with whatever your endeavors are. Let me know if you need to make a deal again.
It was an elemental rock.
Yeah, elemental rock and the depleted
Frog.
uranium dust, which is definitely a controlled substance.
Yeah. That's
Not good stuff to have around.
well, just the connections and stuff he'd have to get his hands on that kind of crap is insane.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank
That's a
you very
lot.
much.
And he reaches behind the counter and hands you a card, okay? And it's black, okay? The back side of it is white, and written on it, it says Percy Lestrange, and it has the address, and it says magical supplies. Well, and the phone
Okay.
number, too.
I'll stick it into my.
And he
Trench coat
tips his
pocket.
hat and says, "It is a pleasure doing business with you. Hope to see you again." And he smiles real broadly, his very white teeth.
Thank you.
And, yeah. And so you head out, right?
I head out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm headed to the his place. I'm gonna toss back a couple drinks real quick.
Oh, you're going to El Gato Negro? All right. You head to El Gato Negro. They've already started eating and drinking. They probably finished their meals. You probably order something and maybe grab a couple of margaritas or, well, maybe not margaritas, but something, and begin drinking. The first set's already about halfway through. Place is hopping. It's Friday night. It's a little Mexican restaurant. There's good music. There's good food. People getting a little rowdy. You're having a good time. And you're kind of enjoying yourself a little bit. You've got all your stuff. You still need the stick, but you might have some lines on that. You guys have gotten all the things that you're looking for sure. You've headed out there also, I believe. Did you say?
Yeah.
Okay. You've made a lot of progress with the armor. You're probably talking shop with Volt about the armor and how it can be done and some other things like that. Yeah, it's pretty rowdy.
I feel like it's more of like just jumbled word vomit at that point.
Yeah,
like,
right.
I have to just sing like, it'd be so hard to understand. And you're just like,
Oh man, that's cool.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So guys are having a lot of fun.
I'm just
You're enjoying the
clapping.
music.
music.
You two are drinking. You guys are drinking tea and water with a twist of lemon. Yeah,
I'm
something
eating
like
my
that.
meal.
Yeah,
My
or
God.
the virgin
strawberry daiquiri?
Strawberry daiquiris. You're playing, drinking beer probably, and night wears on. Good music. 10 o'clock rolls around. You've taken your first break. You're into your second set. Things are going really, really well. You're kind of enjoying the evening, and especially this is the first day where you haven't had something go bump in the night and try and kill you, or you've had to kill something.
Yes.
11 o'clock,
Yes.
12 o'clock rolls around. El Gato Negro says, does last call. And then around 1 o'clock, they start getting ready to shut down. You get paid $300. Which is not too bad.
Nice.
And they close the doors and kind of kick everybody out into the street. There are places that are still open, but they close at 1. So yeah, kitchen probably closed a couple hours ago actually. So there you go. Yeah, you guys are out in the street. You're definitely feeling pretty good.
Did we have our? Well, everyone wasn't together yet, so we haven't done our pitch.
You're gonna do your. Well, you can do your pitch while you're in El Gato Negro. So what are you gonna tell
What
everybody?
day of the week is this?
This is Friday.
Friday.
Mhm.
Friday.
That's right.
Gotta get down on Friday.
That's
You said
right.
it's 10?
No, it's about 1. Well, okay, they're getting ready to give you a pitch. It's probably about 10 o'clock when they give the pitch. Probably when he's doing his first, or in his first break. Basically, you two probably say, hey, I need to talk to y'all about something, or something along those lines. So,
So,
blah.
Okay.
Diving in the Ponchartrain.
Lafitte's
Buried
treasure. Guys, I don't think I even told them. Actually, did I tell them about the thing? All right, so
That's what the bag
is it Lake Ponchartrain like really shallow though?
it is.
Isn't
It
it really
is.
gross and disgusting
And
too?
really gross.
We learned that today.
Unless it's not.
Unless it's not.
Which is why it would really be the perfect place for Lafitte to hide his treasure.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just saying. I had this map. I thought it was meaningless. Lafitte put his cigarette out in this exact spot in Lake Ponchartrain. Coincidence? No. I compared it to the map and Bella's house that she got from the other warden that had the ley lines on it. They converge on this spot in Lake Ponchartrain. Coincidence? I say not.
Yeah.
There's like 3 ley lines that actually converge on that one spot.
I think we should get a like a case or 2 or 3 of Dawn dishwashing liquid to take.
For
Well-
camouflage.
Just kidding.
That's-
Okay.
Bubble on top. I
And we are so invested in this venture that we, mostly Bolt, already put up money towards
What's important?
gearing up this outfit. Okay, we bought, and I actually brought with me like
You brought your whole duffel bag full of diving
I
gear.
actually have all the diving gear. I don't want to pull it out of the table because I don't want this. We're trying to
She's
keep
really
it as
excited,
low key
guys.
as possible. Okay, it's just us 5, and then the captain of the charter ship that we're probably gonna hire to take us out. If this is,
And when
You
is
know.
this happening?
that's what we all get to decide together.
Yeah, if y'all
So
want,
not
if y'all want to
tonight.
come in on it,
Oh, it doesn't have to be tonight. I think we have to. I'm not in.
I don't think he's
going
gonna go out tonight.
No, it's a little late. You need to call him and set it up or whatever, yeah.
Bed. Although
Yeah.
we probably should do it at night because we don't want anyone else getting wise to our
It
venture.
is
They might
buried
beat
treasure
us to the
after all.
it's treasure.
We've all seen National Treasure.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd hate to have to kill Sean Bean.
Me too.
It was Sean Bean, right?
He
Sean
dies in everything.
No.
Sean Penn?
No.
You say so.
I think he does.
It's Sean something, isn't it?
Sean Bean, yeah.
And then
It's Sean
treasure?
Bean?
He's
He was the bad guy. Well,
the
he
very
okay.
early scene.
He went
Oh.
to jail. That was one of the few movies he
Okay.
survived because they just took him to jail.
All right.
But
I was-
you know,
Okay. Gotcha.
I'd hate for him to
Okay.
go to jail and then end up dead.
Yes.
All right.
Sure. That sounds good to me.
Just saying.
So,
Adventure. Do you hear that,
Yes.
Monk? Adventure.
Sure.
It's calling.
The Bunk's going, that's not really my
Listen,
thing.
on my last adventure, I was like strapped to an electric
Yeah, I almost got
chair,
electrocuted. I
and
mean-
then I was like had a
Look,
thing
you
over
can
my
stay
head.
in the boat. Me and Volk bought the
whose
Scuba gear.
boat is this?
Captain
Ron.
Captain Ron.
Yeah.
He's our guy.
Yeah, diver extraordinaire.
Well, so if say we happen to find the treasure,
Right.
then we bring it up. So Captain Ron is just going to be like,
Well, we paid him for his charter service.
Yeah.
I guess we could tip him.
I mean,
Oh, you mean
We'll
to
see.
keep it a secret? Can you wipe his memory?
I don't do that.
Oh, that would be bad.
that was bad.
I think.
there are other ways to make sure he doesn't talk.
Well, I mean, we could compensate
Suddenly, the plan
him
falls apart.
somewhat. I don't think he'd betray us.
So
He seems like a
did
nice
y'all
dude.
tell him this plan?
No, we didn't tell him.
Hypothetically.
We said hypothetically we were swimming with manatees. I think was the
In Lake Ponchartrain?
So you never used the word treasure?
Maybe once.
no. We whispered it away from him.
Okay.
He doesn't know what we're searching for. He thinks that we're idiots who are going to drown ourselves. So he
You're
doesn't.
quite wrong.
No. He might be on the right track at that. This guy sounds reasonably intelligent.
I mean-
Yeah, maybe he's not. Maybe he's not a bad guy to have around. Yeah.
Have either of y'all ever like
Well,
dove,
Oh, we've got YouTube.
snorkel?
No, we
Do we?
could
Do we
learn
have YouTube?
Yeah.
for 5
2010,
years.
yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
There's a bit of stuff on there.
Came out in 2005. There might not have been so many diving
No.
tutorials.
Yeah, you hook the hose on one
Lights
end,
are on.
hook the hose on the other
Lights are on.
end, turn it on, and go to
We
town.
will have a dive certified captain with us.
I can
to
hold my
walk us
breath
through it.
really long, too.
You can't.
And it's only 12 foot deep. So
we could potentially have
Only
some.
that's taller than this.
that is.
I mean,
yeah, that is.
It is dark and murky.
Yeah.
We got some great
Well,
It's
We
gonna
want-
be really
so-
cold.
Yeah.
so I hate to be
That's what the wetsuit's
no
for.
guy.
I'll pull it out of her bag.
Yeah.
Or that, but so ley lines, Lafitte, treasure.
Treasure.
Yeah.
I mean, you think it might be protected by something?
Well, that's why we invited 3 practitioners of the arcane with us. You know?
Huh?
What did you look up?
We don't get to know.
What is it?
There's actually video of somebody
Diving and
in
spearfishing in Lake Ponchartrain. I especially like the hell divers spearfishing for catfish.
Well, there you go. Maybe we can be hell divers.
Yeah.
Well, is that sacrilegious? Maybe we should be heaven divers? I don't know.
Heaven's divers.
Heaven's divers?
Holy diver! Sorry.
Holy diver!
I am 100% getting that airbrush right on the back of my suit.
Holy
And like
diver!
a small one right here.
That's 100% happening. I'm doing it.
If you're trying to keep it a secret from him, I guess you could have containers of some sort you're going to put it in.
That's what Brian's
Oh,
are for.
yeah, we could put. Or, I mean, we could just give them a little.
Yeah.
Something.
We'll
just
give
a
them
little
one,
bit.
one job.
Give a little bit
Yeah, we're
of the
hiring him to
treasure
do a
you
job.
found.
Are we worried he's gonna tell other people that we got the treasure
little
there?
bit.
Yeah,
yes,
that's
because
true. That's his whole
the
business.
Lafitte's treasure, and
Well, we don't have to
you know, he could be
hire
on.
him, to be fair.
How about-
I can't carry everybody.
How about
You're strong.
I'm strong, but
that's gonna be a little
That's a
tough.
lot.
There's this
Take
thing
the
called
charter.
aerodynamics that makes it
I'll
a
have
little
two hands.
yeah, makes it a little tough. Yeah.
we take your charter out to Lake Ponchartrain.
Mhm.
We sit in the boat while you guys dive. You figure out if there really
Bring
is
lots of
anything
beer.
down there.
Maybe even a fishing pole.
Maybe
Not
there's
gonna
anything
eat what you
down
catch,
there.
but yeah.
And then we go back, and
fun.
later we come
we
back.
don't have to
with something
extract it
different.
while he's there. That's so brilliant. That's why we pay you.
You pay me?
Well,
she does.
Have I ever been
You
paid?
have a cut
Actually, the
of-
White Council pays you a reasonably good stipend.
Oh, but I
Yeah.
thought I had another.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Street tacos.
Secondary income stream.
Yeah, street tacos.
Yeah, secondary income
like,
stream. Yeah.
you get a cut. Everybody gets a fair cut of the treasure, except for the expenses that Volt already paid for the gear.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm willing to sit in the boat while y'all do that. See what happens.
As long as I can sit back and drink. I don't
Yeah, they're right,
Could
yeah.
you? And then I
We'll have a
pull out
giant
like
cooler.
our
Yeah, giant
full
cooler.
face thing. At this point, I'm kind of like throwing.
You're very quiet over here.
No.
Darwin.
Darwin
Come
says
on.
no, heck no.
No.
Okay, but we needed you to
I've
make
got
us
stuff to build.
magical comm devices so we could all talk to each other while we're under the water and above.
It does sound kind of fun, but yeah. Maybe not.
This is
You've
gonna
always
be
wanted to
fun.
make that.
Come on.
Only problem with that is water shorts out magic. And so to actually build something that would allow you to speak underwater that's magical would be pretty tough. Now,
This
you
thing
could
just
also
has
get
legs.
just a radio, you
That's
know,
what
or
I'm
something
saying,
like
because
that.
they have things like that.
Right.
We can talk.
Yeah, radio would probably be the best way to go and a whole lot more reliable than magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And you could
just so I understand, the majority of this is based on a burn spot that a ghost put in a map.
Okay,
Ley lines.
but listen to what you just said. A ghost put a burn hole in a
Check
map.
mate.
A ghost can also hit someone in the head with a cup.
Right? Well, we
That doesn't mean that person has the knowledge to like cure cancer.
Yeah.
We haven't followed up with that person, so we don't know what happened as a result.
This
of
cancer
that.
might have been cured.
I'm just saying.
I mean,
But I'm just saying, it's too much of a coincidence.
Coinky.
I asked him, I straight up asked him, hey, could you tell me anything about that? I showed him the map and I was like, look, man. And he went, "Tsk," and then the ley line.
Sounds like a jerk.
Well, I
maybe-
have to say
maybe.
the ley lines are pretty significant. They are there. They are real.
Three ley lines converging in this area. That is pretty significant. Normally, when that many ley lines converge, you get something like a major intersection of a city, or there's some kind of big deal going on there, like maybe a school, or you know,
'Cause there's
all.
so much
So
here.
it is odd that it's out in the middle of a lake that this has happened. Doesn't mean there's any treasure there, but it is an interesting location, if nothing
Just in
else.
time for Halloween.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be Jason
Look.
down there.
I'm protecting your interests, okay? Because if you don't want to go with us, that's fine. That's more treasure for us. But I'm protecting your interests in this, man.
What are my interests in this?
But cut at the treasure. Come and protect us.
Money's good.
I'm already getting paid.
Play
We
with
get paid
cool
more.
Okay.
It's gonna be really cold
Yeah,
on a
right.
boat.
I'll make
In the
hot
middle of the
chocolate.
water.
I'll make hot chocolate.
That's what the beer's for.
If you have your flippy floppies, it'll be okay.
I don't drink.
I'll make hot chocolate with marshmallows.
Got all kind of stuff. I restocked.
Listen, you
Nice
know,
selection.
it's
Throw
an
me one if you don't mind.
adventure. I mean,
Yeah.
like,
What do you want?
okay,
Whatever.
listen.
This is where you're gonna learn a little
Nothing
something
bad in
about
there.
Darwin
Okay.
here.
Thank you, sir.
Not a fan of boats.
Oh, okay.
Should be one on top of
Gotcha.
You can get him a
So,
raft.
the water thing
it. Dinghy.
is a
I
problem.
work with
Crazy name for a
cars,
boat.
scooters,
Weird name. For
things that go on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even get on planes. Not a fan of boats.
Yeah.
But, okay, so if we're in the
Boats
water,
sink.
they They
But
can,
it's-
but it's
but
12
it's
foot
shallow.
water.
It's pretty shallow. 12 feet.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah.
12 feet and like half a mile from dry land.
Yeah, there's that. Quarter of a
Well,
mile from dry land.
you know
That's
what?
correct.
You could get
I-
50 feet of rope. That'd fix it.
I'd be like, okay, if I have one more thing,
Uh-oh. Here we go.
and if you
Peaks of
don't,
resistance.
if you still don't after this, I completely understand and respect what you're doing. And I pull out the life preserve thing that Captain Ron gave me for free. And I show him, I turn on the little beeping light and I was like, this is a homing beacon right here. And this,
You've
and
seen these
I
before.
start like, I like,
They
look,
normally put them on airplanes. You're kind of wondering where Captain Ron got this thing. Did he steal it from a plane?
look, this, I got
You're a
this.
little concerned.
I
Yeah.
got this
We
for
suddenly
my
come full
sword.
circle to the airplane comment.
Yeah, right.
I got this for my sword because I didn't want to lose it, but I would be willing to let you use it instead.
Did you offer your sword?
Yeah, because I didn't want to lose it under the water.
Wait, did you offer your sword or the buoy?
The buoy.
The buoy for my
Buoy.
sword.
So if something happens, they'll know how to find you. Yeah.
No.
Or at least your
What?
body.
Well, and it's a flotational device.
It is.
And this will be just
Personal
for you.
flotation device. With a light.
I'm just gonna shove
a
it gently across the
transponder.
table and be like, you can take that home and think
A
about
light
it.
and a transponder.
I'm sure the thing has life jackets too.
Look, I understand. There's things that are like a no for me too. And I get it.
So you slide it across the table to him, huh?
Yeah, I'm like, listen.
Like
You,
wine?
you get it halfway across the table, and it goes. And inflates, and the little light goes. Wee-doo, 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 wee-doo.
I like to believe that the entire time this is happening, I'm just staring at it.
We're at like in the middle
That
of the
is
street, right?
just-
No, you're
We know
sitting
it
in
works.
the. You're sitting in
We know it
the,
works.
and everybody,
How could we lose
everybody,
you in the water if you were wearing
everybody in
that?
El Gato Negro's looking at you, going, "What?" Because it's between
Bo
sets.
can, like, shove it,
And
like,
so,
go away
at
from
which
us.
point
Just
the
like-
little light goes
Yeah.
and goes out, and then you hear, and it explodes, and you're like,
Wow.
I think he has more of those.
actually probably goes boom and explodes, and everybody looks around, and you're like,
Just like trying to
ah.
hide the map. He's probably got another one of those I could get. All right, well, you know.
feel safer already.
Leave it to Miranda to just sell it every
Yeah.
time. That is just-
People go back to doing what they're doing and drinking. Now they're no longer interested in what's going on. Now that the flotation device has inflated and exploded. So
Hilda's like, this is not what I meant by discretion or any.
I don't know who these people are.
All of a sudden, it's just us at the table.
Well, more for us, I guess.
I can just imagine going, was that a buoy?
Anywho,
Was that one of those
Well-
things I used on my last Delta flight?
give it some thought. I know we'd feel safer if you were there, but
Would you though?
yes, you're a vital part of this team, Darwin.
You have all the cool toys.
Yeah, everyone comes to you at all hours of the day and
Can't argue
night.
with that. You do have all
For
the
help.
toys. You do
Because
have all the
we
cool
need
toys. Can't argue with that.
You need me or the toys? It seems more like the toys at this point.
Well, it's you. It's you.
Tomato,
What-
potato,
what's a
tomato,
crane? What's a crane without the operator?
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, really,
Potato,
it's,
potato.
what are the toys without you? But anyway, I don't want to force you to do something you don't want to do. But just like I told you when we went out for the Devil Man, I have your back.
Give me a rapport check.
But you know, those
Okay.
are talking. Still
You,
sincere.
sir,
Oh,
may
yeah.
make a
This is room.
where's the
Yeah, probably.
You may make a if you want to resist. Yeah, just give me a report check.
Okay, I got a 4.
Go ahead, make a discipline check if you'd like.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
I think his discipline's pretty good, actually. That's it.
Lots of negatives.
Yeah. That'd be 2.
You know what? You kind of understand where she's coming from, that she would feel much safer with you there. I'm not going to force you to do anything, of course, right? Yeah. However, I will, if you go along with the fact that she has made a pretty good case, I'll give you one of those. And they do carry over from night to night. If you've got more than you're starting. Yeah. So.
All right.
Begrudgingly.
Give him a big hug. I'm like, I'll make snacks for the trip. I'll do. So when is everybody free to do it?
Bunk heads back up to do his next set, so you guys are going to have to talk about it after the place closes. So probably you spend the next couple hours.
What time is it when after this? Is it?
He finishes the set around midnight, settles up.
No. The first set finished. Well, our conversation
10:30.
finishes
10:30.
at 10:30. That's when he goes back on stage. I'm gonna see if I can scoot out real quick to Muriel's and see if I can catch up with.
It's a little bit of a walk, but yeah, you head down there. Okay, we'll handle yours.
And then I'm gonna come back.
All right. We'll handle yours real quick. So you guys are kind of watching the set, eating some more probably chips and more guacamole. You head down to Muriel's, Jody. Basically, you walk to the front. Same girl's on the door. Interestingly enough, you're gonna ask her about Carla.
Yeah. Say, hey, is Carla still here?
Yeah, Carla's here. Let me get her real quick. I'll tell her. Who should I tell her is looking for?
Stella.
Okay, all right. I'll be right back. So she heads inside. A couple minutes goes by, and sure enough, Carla comes out. You know, again, little blonde-haired girl, or did we say she had red hair? I can't remember.
I think she was blonde.
Yeah, blonde hair. 90 pounds soaking wet. She comes out. She says, "Della, cool. What can I do for you? You gonna eat?"
No, I've already eaten, but...
Hey, the ghosts are... Well, they're not gone, but they're not... Tommy hasn't been throwing things anymore, so it whatever you did, it worked. And, should we erase the circle yet? Because the boss is not so sure about the marker.
Yeah, you can take down the circle.
You're sure?
Mm-hmm. I thought we'd already...
Okay, she says, all right, well,
I'm thinking to myself, I thought we'd already taken care of this, but...
she says, yeah, well, I'll get one of the bus boys to clean it up tonight. So, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought we'd come by earlier, but it got a little hectic, and, you know.
She says, yeah, so what you need?
Well, you had expressed some interest in possibly apprenticing.
And her eyes get really big, and she gets this big grin, and she says, I'm going to be your apprentice?
Well...
When do we start?
Yes. Okay, so I think, if you're sure...
Yeah.
When do you work at nights mostly?
I work nights, on weekends especially, because that's when the tips are best. I'm off Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday generally, and I don't come in until later on Thursday. Zoom!
Right.
She's really excited.
So let's start off by just doing Tuesday.
Okay, this coming Tuesday?
Tuesday mornings.
Awesome. What time?
We'll do Tuesday mornings at 8 a.m.
Should I bring coffee?
Sure. You can bring coffee for
awesome.
yourself.
I'll bring
I
coffee.
Don't need any.
Oh, well, I was asking if you needed coffee. Should I bring beignets?
Sure.
Okay, cool. So should I bring you chocolate milk?
No, I'll just have water.
Okay, awesome. I'll be there Tuesday. 8 o'clock in the morning?
Mm-hmm.
All right, 8 o'clock, your place. Where's your place?
I give her my address.
Sweet. And so she well, you had given her the card before, but I think it probably has just your number on it. You probably don't give everybody your address. Mm-hmm. She scribbles it down on the back real quick and sticks it in her pocket. And she says, awesome. That is so cool. I'm going to learn to be a wizard. Or is wizard correct? Or
yes,
are we sorcerers or magicians or what?
I'm going to caution you to not go around telling
anything.
everybody.
No. You know, people wouldn't believe it anyway. I mean, look at my brother.
I understand. So yeah, sounds good. I'll see you Tuesday.
So wait. Are we wizards or sorcerers or magicians or what?
You're training to be a wizard.
Cool. She says, all right, well, look, I've got to get back there. I've got some tables. And she says, oh, this is so cool. And so then she takes off and the last thing you hear her say as she goes out of sight is, I'm going to be a wizard. And you're like, shh, stop. She's really excited.
Yeah.
At which point you head back to El Gato Negro. She's disappeared for about maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and then she comes wandering back in. You've just finished up your set. It's about 11:45. You go settle up with the
He finished before I
owner.
got a chance to listen to it?
No, you get a chance to
Okay.
come back and probably finish up 30 more minutes of his set. 11:45, they settle up with you. Midnight, they do last calls. They play house music for a while.
By around that time, I'm heading home.
You start heading home.
Gather
What time
up as
is it?
many of the pieces
Midnight.
that
Yeah,
exploded.
I'm probably gonna head home too.
Head home.
Sure.
You finished up all your talk. Well, you guys haven't settled on when you're going to do this dive.
Every one of you has my number.
Yeah.
Just let me know.
Okay.
Volt,
Hmm?
I need you to lightning breath something for me.
Who's the target?
A tree branch.
That doesn't sound very exciting.
Well, I also met someone interesting tonight.
Oh yeah?
I'm pretty sure I just made a deal with Baron Zombie.
Ooh.
Who's that?
He's like the king of the voodoo underworld.
It's one of the loud, right?
It's kind of like
Oh, yeah,
Hades
he's one
and
of them. Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
the god of death. And,
Yeah.
all
Death.
rolled into one.
When he started describing, I was like, is it Papa Loco?
Not quite. No. He's a little different.
Yeah, I couldn't really read your lips when you were saying that. I thought you were saying Baba Yaga the entire time.
I
I was
thought you
like,
were saying Baba Yaga too. And I
Baba
thought,
Yaga eats
Baba
children and
Yaga's
has this big
a
hut with
woman,
chicken
so
legs and,
where's this coming from?
steel teeth and claws.
That's
and,
why
oh my
I was
God.
so confused when she was like saying. I was
Baba
like,
Yaga.
what is this?
Or it's John Wick, which I think is even worse. So there you go. Yeah, Baba Yaga. Yeah. So
He's definitely scarier.
yeah. Right.
Anyway,
So
so just thought I'd let y'all know if something happens and I disappear. No, I'm just kidding.
Baron Zombie.
Baron Samdi came to your
Yeah.
soul, sacrificed you to the law.
But no,
What did you have to give up?
Her soul.
I gave up my emotions
What?
about the death of Terrence.
Oh.
I was like, ooh, that's a lot.
Yeah, I was like, whoa!
Emotions.
What kind of spell is this?
This is some stuff.
No, I paused because it's a big deal.
Yeah.
So
That's
in a way,
heavy.
it's not so bad because I don't feel. I mean, I miss him, but I don't have the urge to
Avenging.
avenge him in ways that would be terrible for a warden to do. So
Well, I have a price if
You want her
For the
memories
tree?
of what?
no vengeance.
Oh,
Huh?
what vengeance do you want?
Anyways, yeah, I'll get that.
You're willing to do it? Okay.
Yeah.
well, what's the price? Is that what you're talking about?
No, don't worry
Okay.
about it. I'll get the stick to you for free.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can probably get a stick from it's gonna need to be oak, by the way.
I am now wondering.
You're gonna need an oak stick.
This should be hard to find oak trees.
No,
Does it
there's
matter
lots
if
of
it's
oak
white
trees.
oak or live
No,
oak?
just
or-
oak is what you're gonna need. Live oak, swamp oak.
How big do I? Is it a thing?
About this long.
All right, so I'm gonna get an extra long stick because I figure when you lightning breath it, some of it's gonna
Some of it's gonna burn. Yeah.
come on.
I'll do
All
it by
right,
the water.
I'll bring you one tomorrow. Ponchartrain's not happening tomorrow, is it?
You guys haven't decided yet.
Okay, good. So I'll bring you this. I'll bring the stick by your place tomorrow.
We'll just say in a few days' time. I don't know.
They were talking about nighttime because they want to do sneakily.
A few nights' time.
Stealthy.
All right.
Stealthy with.
So we can discuss.
Well, if we're
that.
just scouting, we can do the day.
Mm-hmm. True.
Yeah. Yeah.
Only when you're digging stuff up do you have to
Do
worry
we
about
do
it.
it at night?
Because we can decide if we find anything, whether or not we even need to bring Captain Ron back.
True.
Yeah, or just swipe his keys. Yeah.
That, yes.
Mm.
All right. So you
Or
headed
if
home.
There's treasure out there. We buy a
Volt, you're heading home. Are you giving everybody else a ride home?
Whoever wants one, sure.
I mean, there's
I'm
plenty
in
of room.
walking distance. I'm good. I like walking.
Yes, you are. Frenchman, you're very close to Frenchman Street, so you're walking distance.
I'm not, but if it's a lot of running around, I can just take the streetcar.
You can ride with this.
Yeah, you can-
You've got plenty of room.
Five-ish.
Yeah, you can probably get a ride too. I mean, you're a little out of the way, so yeah. And that's actually
Did
would
you
probably
bring your
take you home
scooter?
easily too. But you probably in your scooter.
Yeah.
Also. Yeah.
Yeah. Ciao.
Yeah. So you head home. You pile into Volt's car and head home. and everybody kind of heads back to their various houses after you've been dropped off. And that's probably a good place to end it for the night. We're at 8:45, and I know you've got a
Almost
very
there.
early morning.